All right, and we're live on YouTube. Well, we're serious guys.
Yes. Very.
So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to A Friend in Every Corner. Once again, hello Sarm, Sawadee-ka, hello Gamtran, Xin Chao. So Sawadee-ka is hello in Thai, and Xin Chao is hello in Vietnamese.
Okay.
And Mayo, hello Mayo, assalamu alaikum. And Sahar, in Persian usually to say salam, or hello. Hello Alyssa. Hello Shining Star, namaste. Hello Una, bonjour. Hello Abdul Rahman. Hello Nyung Chung. And Suing. Hello Sneha and Annie, hello. Hello Leah. Mai, Aaron, Professor. Hello, hello. Hello Christina. Good morning, everyone. How was my weekend? It was okay. I'm still not sleeping great, so I'm super tired. But I went out with a friend of mine last night who I haven't seen in a couple of years. He's another teacher that he's from this area, but we met in Taiwan, and he's been home for the last month or so, and sadly his mother passed away. So that was the reason for him to come home. But it gave us an opportunity to go hang out and catch up, and it was nice to go have a beer and some food and talk about life in Taiwan again. It was nice to talk to somebody who's local but not local.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was right. Somebody who understands like what I miss and why I miss it, and what's so great about being over there and everything. We were talking about all the disadvantages and advantages to different things.
Mm-hmm. Relatability is kind of tough these days in general.
It is. It really is.
I think for everyone, but especially for some people.
Yeah, especially for anybody who is, once you go global, it's really hard to feel local again.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's hard to relate to people who don't have any clue about anything except for maybe, they know traveling, but traveling is really not at all the same as living someplace.
Right, no, definitely
If you've been there for 6 months or more, then okay, you know what you're talking about. But if you...
I went there for 2 weeks, so now I know what it's like.
You're still a tourist. It's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand the differences.
That was like when I went to visit my brother in England, and he's probably spent over 2 years there in total time, but he was there for 8 months at one point, And I got there, I was like, wow, this is all cool and this is great. And he's like, no, this sucks. And this is, he's like, this is taking me forever to get here and there. And he's like, I know, it's not fun.
You know what's one of the things we were talking about last night, which you don't know about, but I'm going to tell you about, which is in Taiwan, and in Asia in general, the convenience stores are amazing.
Oh, when I was in China, I was in Shanghai, and I went in a convenience store. The bottles of water were like, they're so cheap.
Right. Well, that's one thing. But what you don't understand about the convenience stores there is a convenience store, they take the word convenient to a whole new level. So you can buy plane tickets there, train tickets there.
I had no idea.
You can do copies there and printouts there and faxes there. You can mail your packages or have packages
Wow.
mailed to you there.
That is truly a convenience store.
They go way above and beyond, like the level of services that they offer there, and these guys who just work behind the counter know how to
Right.
do all of it.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I had a cold when I was there, and I went, and you know what? I thought it was a pharmacy, but thinking of it, it was almost like a convenience store and there was a pharmacist there, and he helped me with my translator, but he helped me get what I needed. It was
And
interesting.
the other funny thing was he was talking about how he was recently, he went to a convention, here, and there was a gas station across the street, and he was like, I wonder if I could just go and have a drink and sit down there, and if they would be okay with that. And in Taiwan, that's what you do. It's like a
Right.
cafe.
Right.
Every one of them is like a cafe. And you can even buy a beer 24 hours a day. You can buy a beer there and just go sit down and have a beer sitting
That's pretty awesome.
And so people do that all the time. Kids come there and study, and people come there and
Wow.
do work, and
It's like half a library,
yeah, there's
half a gas
Wi-Fi, free
station.
Wi-Fi, and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, it is amazing how convenient they are.
In Georgia, outside Atlanta, they don't quite drink beer outside the gas station, but it'll be a party. There will be everyone they'll be blaring music in the parking lot of the gas stations outside Atlanta, and it'll be a
That's
party.
funny.
It
That's
is
interesting.
funny.
All right, Spectre, whose name is Miriam, she says she suffers because of this. I think she was talking about feeling local and global.
Oh, I see.
In
Yeah,
that whole
yeah,
thing.
I do too. I struggle with that as well, Spectre.
Hello, Mirza. So again, welcome everybody. This is A Friend in Every Corner, and we're going to get some people up on stage to come talk with us here in just a little bit. Professor, I see what you said about wanting to improve your speaking skills. Make sure you follow me here. You can follow me here, and you can follow my YouTube. My YouTube's right here, and my website is right here. I used to have my link tree here too. Where did that go? I don't see it anymore. Maybe I'll have to see if I can get that up. I have about 71,000 followers here, so follow me if you're looking to improve, and but just try to understand, Professor, there are 71,000 people who want help, so I do my best to try to help as many people as I can. But if you want private help, you got to pay me for that. You got to go to my website and get private lessons. Sometimes people get really upset with me because they think that I have time to talk with everybody.
Right.
I just don't.
I know.
It's like I feel bad.
Yeah.
But I can't have private conversations with every single person who wants to talk with me.
Yeah. Even on Just Hello Talk, I can sometimes get overwhelmed with the messages.
Yeah. Hello, Hattie.
Hi, Hattie.
That's another funny thing about names. Hattie, I like that name, but it is a slightly more older. It's like an older name, but in China, that's actually not uncommon for people to choose names that
Are kind of old
they
school.
don't know
Yeah.
that they're not that common anymore. But I think
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
And I think of Hattie as almost an English.
An English name, yeah. But
in
Hattie
England.
and Esther,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of those names
Gretchen, this
that are
kind of thing,
that are
yeah.
not that popular anymore. But Yeah. Anyway. But I like not popular. I like when people choose
Yeah,
unique
yeah,
names.
it's
know?
cooler. I definitely
Yeah.
agree with that.
So,
Especially since our naming conventions here don't quite have the connotations, of a Chinese naming convention where the letter means, where the character means a lot,
Right,
to
right.
the actual meaning.
yeah, sometimes people ask me, what does your name mean?
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah, yeah. My name means mud.
And my name means a mark on the page.
That's right.
Yeah. A scribble. Okay, so we only have about 20 people here so far, but that's all right. If somebody would like to come up on the stage and talk with me, raise your hand, and I'll bring some people up to talk. And what is the topic today? If you want to know what the topic is, we're willing to take almost any question, but I would prefer on this stream when we're doing a friend in every corner, I want to just talk about more than just English. If you have English questions, okay, fine, I'll answer your English questions too. But if you want to talk about culture, or you maybe you want some advice about something, or you want to talk about some problems you're having, things like that, then yeah, that's what we'd prefer to do here. Do I have any lessons? Hattie, go to my YouTube and follow my YouTube. There are dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of live streams that are recorded, and I have answered thousands and thousands of English questions. So all of my, almost every bit of information I have about English is on my on my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel. Nobody raising their hand yet. Guess your name? I have no idea. Wilhelmina.
Yeah, I was going to say Guillermo.
I have no idea, USA Cats. Doraemon, who I think that's your picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. One of the Chinese listening practices I listen to is like a description of a cat, and you don't know it's a strange cat, and then at the end you find out that it's Doraemon.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Your name is Dakota. Well, that's a cool name.
Yeah. That's a fairly popular name in America. Not at the top of the list, but I've met quite a few Dakotas.
I think
in
more
my
out
life.
in the
out west.
out west.
For sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not so much here, and not on the East Coast, but in the western parts of the United States. I'd
Yeah.
say it's slightly more popular.
I did meet a kid. His name was Canyon. And
that's interesting.
Yeah, and I feel that's almost like a name that someone from another country might pick. It's nice.
Right. Yeah.
Has a nice meaning.
Hello, Miriam. Hello, Mia. Oh, trying to wake up. Hello, Mary Mia. And another Mia. Mia is a very popular name over there.
Right.
I think I had like 4 Mias in my class at one point in time.
It's a nice name.
Merry is such a funny word because we never use it anymore except for Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that's
you know?
that's the only time.
Although I was teaching a private lesson the other day, and my student was learning about adverbs, and they had the word merrily, and I had to sing, row, row, row the boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream, And I was like, yeah, that's the only circumstance that we ever use that word.
Yeah.
I merrily went to the
It's like
grocery store.
If
No.
you go see A Christmas Carol, it
Right,
may say
right.
making merry.
Right.
Making merriment.
And maybe it's more popular in England. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I did when I was in England. It was in December, And I did get to go to one of their little Christmas villages in Scotland, and they have these.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
like a whole market, basically,
yeah,
a
I've
big
seen those.
Christmas
Yeah,
market that
I've
they
seen
set
those.
up.
Yeah, they have those in Europe. All
Yeah,
over,
and you can get all the sheep's wool you need.
Hello, Rocky Al Salmi. Hello. Waiting for somebody to raise their hand and come on the stage and talk with us. Do you guys have any questions about anything? Questions about life?
Don't be scared. You can come on up.
Yeah, raise your hand if you want to come up and talk with us. You have two native speakers, both teachers, here to talk with you. Thank you, Safe.
Thank you very much, Sage.
Yeah, I gotta figure out. I think I need to also figure out, and maybe we can think about this at some point. Well, now that we're doing things more regularly and rigorously, we should post a schedule.
Yeah, and that was what I was thinking about, needing to be more regular on my Hello Talk and start to promote
Right.
it on. Even I don't have a lot of followers or anything.
No, but you will.
Yeah, to start.
And yeah, but if we can post a schedule, one, and two, then figure out some more creative and effective ways to promote
Yeah.
when we're going to be on, so instead of just posting on Hello Talk,
Yeah.
Post it on,
I could start getting on Instagram.
Instagram or
because I know it's not big international.
TikTok
but
or whatever,
yeah, I don't have a TikTok, but I need to.
I
need
have
to,
one, but I don't use it.
Yeah, I need to get on there as well.
Yeah.
Well,
How was your understanding of Scottish?
oh, yeah, it's a little bit tough to hear a Scottish accent.
That's good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
They asked me things like, "What are you doing in Scotland in December?"
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It is fairly tough to understand what they're saying sometimes. And my brother, he worked with people from all over the country in his workforce. They had multiple people from Scotland and from other Wales and from other parts. So he said that it was like just words flying around, and he had no idea what people were saying. It was just, but it was all English
That's funny.
for the most part anyway. I'm sure there was some Welsh thrown in there.
Hello, Dido. The topic is life.
Yeah, what topic do you want?
都可以。如果你们有问题，你可以问我们的。woman, I should say woman. If you have questions, we have answers. Well, hopefully. Hello, Rabbit. What country is that? Is that England? No, what is that?
I can't tell.
Rabbit, where are you from?
Or
Is that New Zealand?
Sweden or
No, it's not Sweden.
Or Norway?
I'm not sure. And we've also got Diodong from, where is that? A French-speaking country in, I believe, in Africa. I'm not sure which one. This is another problem.
Cameroon? Is that?
It's not, I don't think it's Cameroon. I don't think so. Flag is Iceland.
Iceland.
See, that's what I didn't recognize.
I knew it was a sailing people.
But you're Chinese. Are you in Iceland? Oh, I think I've talked to you before. I think I remember you. Can I help you financially? Come on, man.
I can tell you to, just do a lot of work, and that may eventually work out financially.
Yeah, MAHM. no offense, I'm sure that you're in a difficult position, but why do you think that it's going to work if you just come on somebody's stream and ask for money that I don't even know you? For all I know, you have more money than I do. I don't know you, you know? No, that's weird and rude, and you should not do that. And by the way, it can get you kicked off of Hello Talk very quickly. I could report you if I wanted to, and they would probably ban you from the app. So don't do that. This is not the place for that, okay? This is a place for learning and for growing and asking questions about English and culture. But no, don't do that, okay? Don't. It's not appropriate, okay? I'm sure that your situation is difficult. I understand, but you can't do that, okay? Hello, Andres.
Oh,
Hola.
Ricky has a question. What is that one? What is?
What are advices to be successful in life?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm there yet.
Yeah,
so,
well, I think
yeah.
it depends on how you define success.
Yeah, it does.
Rocky, if you're trying to talk about financial success, I honestly don't like giving advice about that, because the advice that you need to give is basically just don't care about people and
Yeah.
make financial decisions that are good for you but have nothing to do with being good for the planet or good for the community or
Yeah.
good for the greater good, you know?
Yeah, and for me, success in life is just honestly being happy with where you are and feeling grateful. I try to
That's-
feel grateful every day for what it is that I do have.
Right. That's
And-
what I try to tell people is success to me means doing what makes your heart smile. But financial success is such a, you know,
Yeah.
basically it's just an exercise in selfishness.
Yeah, I haven't realized financial success yet. So
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
Iceland, no ice. Yeah, that's true.
When can you use would in a sentence? Would is the past tense of will. Would is something that what we use. You know, again, if you're using it as the past tense of will, that's one way to use it, and then another way to use it is when you're asking questions.
Yeah, you can almost use it as will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
would you like to go to the movies is a polite way to ask somebody, you know, would you be interested in some chocolate or something, right? You know, so there are a few different ways to use would, but in I would say most of the time it's used as the past tense form of will.
Shasha asked, "Oh, are we living in China?"
No.
No.
We live in the United States.
I'd like to spend more time there for sure. I've visited, but I don't live there.
Can you give some advice about how to choose study or work? Well, that depends on...
Balance.
Well, yeah, it depends on what you're studying. It depends on your work. It depends on, you know...
Free time.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you give me some more information, Hattie? Are you a student? Are you asking what career to do? I don't quite understand your question. Can you give me more information? And I did just see a post on my Facebook, which was good, that I need to remember more often, which this morning I saw it, and it says, Master, I am very discouraged. What should I do? And the answer is encourage others.
Yeah.
And that is generally what I do here. If I feel like crap, I try to turn on the camera and help other people, and then I feel a little bit better.
Well,
kind of.
and it's kind of a mutual thing, because if they feel better, you know, it does. It transfers.
Yeah, I only wish you could make money on that.
That's the financial.
Yeah,
Financial success again.
that's right. Yeah. Huh? Pineapple buns? What? Some hice.
Pineapple buns, no pineapple.
Yeah. Suddenly, lime and the coconut popped into my head. You put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. I love that song.
Yeah.
It's so like addictively like
Yeah.
it's such an earworm.
Yeah, it is.
But
It sneaks up on you
yeah,
too.
but it's
like-
got such a funny, addictive vibe that's
Yeah.
just like hilarious. Yeah. 我们都会说中文，他跟我们现在我们都学。
我会说一点。
I don't know if choosing to continue my studies a good choice, but I still want to learn. Well, what are you studying, and what is your job? You're Egyptian. You have a different alphabet, yeah, the Arabic alphabet, right? So can you talk to me like a native speaker? Are you just asking? Can you come up and talk? You can definitely come up and talk. Oh, well, okay. I think I know what you mean now.
Yeah.
You mean, can you speak like a native from the... yes, you can, okay? But you need to remember, it doesn't matter if you have an accent, okay? It doesn't matter if you have an accent. I know a lot of you think it matters. And in your language, maybe it does, right? If I'm learning Arabic, I should try to get the best Arabic accent I can. If I'm learning Chinese, I should try to get the best Chinese accent I can. But English, especially American English, in my opinion, is an international language, and therefore it's not as important to have a perfect accent. It is important to be perfectly clear, but you can speak English perfectly clearly with any accent from any place. Okay? And I personally think it's not a good investment in your time to spend a lot of time worrying about a perfect accent.
Yeah.
Okay? There are so many other things that are much more important to do in English. Building your vocabulary, working on your comfortability and confidence in the language. Any of those things are a lot more worth your time in terms of trying to actually improve.
Yeah.
But if you spend, a lot of time on your accent, here's the story I like to tell, okay? Here's the example I give. If you have two cars, all right? I have two cars, and I can give one of them to you. They're both the same car. They're both a really nice Mercedes-Benz, let's say, okay? Really nice Mercedes-Benz, brand new cars, right? But one of the cars has a perfect engine, beautifully perfect engine, brand new engine, and the interior of the car is really, really, really nice, okay? And the wheels are really nice. But the paint on the car is not nice. It's not good. It's really rough, okay? Or you can have another Mercedes-Benz, same car, but this one, the engine is not good. It doesn't run very well at all. And the tires are not nice, and the interior is not nice either. But it has the most beautiful paint job you've ever seen in your life. Which one do you want? Yeah, you want the first one.
Yes.
Exactly. Your accent is the paint on the car. Mm-hmm. It's not important in the general scheme of
It's
things.
not going to get you there.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Cars are designed for travel to get you from point A to point B, right? Well, language is designed for communication to get you from point A to point B. And your accent is just the paint on the car. So don't spend too much time on the paint on the car when you could spend more time working on the engine and the interior and the tires. Okay? All right. Let's see.
What's your opinion on AI?
What's my opinion on AI? I look forward to it taking over the world.
I think it has its uses, but I think that what we call AI is a little more like learning. It's a learning machine more so than actually
Right.
having intelligence to be able to make decisions.
Not yet, right? Yeah,
It's
but
more just compiling information and then spitting it back out. It's
right.
gathering lots of information and
However,
then putting it together.
no technology, as far as I can think of, has improved so much so quickly.
That's true.
So
It is,
that's
'cause it
why
is
it's
learning.
a little scary.
Yeah.
You know, like in 2 to 5 years, it learns at an exponential rate.
Right.
It's like exponential. So I mean, like it really, really is
Yeah.
growing at a super fast rate. So who knows what it's going to be like in
Yeah.
2 to 5 years?
It's like The
I'm
Simpsons.
really looking forward to the update of iOS 18, where it's supposed to be integrated with AI
Oh, wow.
and ChatGPT as well.
Oh, wow.
And also cross information from your apps too.
Right.
Which if that's true, then like I could
Yeah.
just tell it, you know, hey, make a schedule for me on my calendar and do
it'll
all this
produce
stuff.
all the calendar
yeah,
for
like
this.
that's that will be a game changer. And I mean, they're just starting out, so I
Yeah.
can only imagine what what by iOS 19, what it will be like. So yeah,
I, for one, welcome our robot overlords.
me too. Yeah, to be honest with you, I feel like humans are doing such a terrible job of running things that I'm kind of looking forward to the fact that there could be some robots who might actually, I mean, it sounds dystopian and weird, but I'm just that tired of politics and human
Yeah.
conflict over the most ridiculously stupid things. Hello, Afsan. Hello, Afsan. And hello, Explore Everything.
Hello.
Okay, let's see. The next question. Hattie said, my major is business English and the job is related to the major, but I still think I have a lot of studying to do in my work time now. Well, Hattie, studying is something everybody should basically think that studying is something you should do all of your life, forever. I don't care what your job is. I don't care where you live. I don't care what you're interested in. I think that you should be learning all the time. I think you should be learning and growing all the time. Now, what you choose to learn, that's up to you. Some people learn coding, and some people learn philosophy. Some people learn languages. Some people learn, about science or
Business.
history or business. Right. All of those things are great as long as you're learning. That's the most important thing. Nancy says the picture is not very clear. Well, Nancy, the picture is very clear for us. It might not be very clear for you, but if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see it's perfectly clear. Okay, let's see here. I don't know if that helped you or not, Hattie, but
It sounds like if your major is business English, then they're pretty closely connected, your work and the study. So I would imagine find some time to do both.
Saif, I'm sure your English is great. From what I've seen, I'm sure your English is great. And so, yeah, I would say, yeah, speak it as convincingly as possible. And don't worry about your accent. Just worry about your clarity, right? And worry about your ability to use language to communicate and express yourself and inspire others. And, yeah, that's what I would say. Lillian says, AI cannot help us with anything. I use AI almost every day, or at least a few times a week. I use it for lots of things. And actually, it's quite useful for English. For learning a language, it's very, very useful. Okay, it can be a language partner for you. It can talk to you. Okay,
I think it could tailor it to levels as well
you
of
can.
English.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can tell AI, ChatGPT, to be your language partner and help you to practice speaking English, and it will. And if you tell it, hey, I want you to be my language partner. I'm a beginner at English, or I'm an intermediate level of English speaking, and please help me by having English conversations with me and give me some tips about how I can improve my English. And it will. Okay, so the secret of AI is it is only as useful as the instructions that you give it. If you give it good instructions, then it can be really good. If you just start talking to it without telling it anything, then it won't be that useful.
What is this program? This is a friend in every corner.
Yeah, Mike. We're just two American guys here chatting with you about life. I am an English teacher. He is an English teacher, so we both can answer your English questions as well. But you always forget the new vocabulary you learned. Well, first of all, vocabulary in American English is both singular and plural at the same time. So I have a new vocabulary word. I'm studying vocabulary. So you don't need to say vocabularies. In British English, they do say it that way, but we don't, or at least nobody I've ever seen. And the secret of learning new vocabulary is to engage with your words in multiple ways, right? So if you're just trying to memorize it, of course you're going to forget it. Memorizing sucks. But if you try to write new sentences, write a funny sentence, look up the meaning and the history of where this word comes from and how it's changed over time, learn that word in the context of reading, find some reading that uses that word and read about it, and look up other words that are related to that word. Like, if you're talking about computers, then there's screen and hard drive and software and hardware and malware. All of those are just related terms by topic, right? So you need to engage with the information in multiple ways for you to remember it, okay? Good morning, Tanya. Hello, my Russian friend in my YouTube channel. Hello. One of these days I'm going to have to figure out how to read Cyrillic.
Yeah.
Okay. Fagiha says, I only heard speaking radio, TV, and chat rooms. But that's right, not good, my speaking. What? I'm not exactly sure what you mean, Fakia Shazad.
Maybe it.
I think she's trying to work on, or he is trying to work on his speaking.
Yeah, and it's only
more
used radio and TV and chat room.
Right. The secret of speaking practice is thinking practice. If you don't have an English environment around you, that's okay. You can still practice thinking in English. Your mind is a language practice room, so you should be using it every day to practice whatever language you're learning.
I think that goes back to your vocabulary as well. If you
It
learn a new
does.
vocabulary word, think about it.
That's exactly right.
Try to use it in,
That's
in
exactly
your head.
right. Yeah, that's exactly what I do with Chinese all the time. Yeah. Hello, Abe. Hello, Mohammed. Oh, that must be Yulia who just joined from Russia there. Hello, Chen Yu Yen. You're so happy you can understand all the words that I've said, and it's amazing, but you have a friend from the U.S., and you can only guess about 85% of what he says. Well, that's because we both try to speak very well. We're trying to speak clearly and simply. We're trying not to speak too quickly.
I would say 85% is pretty good.
85% is
too.
not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it could be that your friend has an accent.
Right.
It could be that your friend is using a lot of slang language and colloquial language, local language.
Maybe speaking quickly. like you
Right.
said.
So a lot of things can be the reasons why you don't understand other people. But in general, that's why it's so important to understand that when you're trying to practice listening, you need to try to find people who speak well. Don't just talk to anybody. Talk to people who speak well. That will be the best influence on your language. Do I think AI can assist people in language that people don't need to learn English anymore? Mike, will it replace language learning? No, I don't think it will replace language learning. I do think it will. If you want to learn a language, I still think you're going to need to learn it. And I think that AI will be a wonderful tool to help you learn language in the future. But
As far as tourists maybe go.
right, that's a new feature. There's the new Samsung flip phone or
Right,
whatever
where you
that
just
yeah,
say
like
it and it says it back.
that. To be honest, that's like I hope Apple comes up with something like
Yeah.
that soon, because that is really cool. There's a new feature where you can put your phone on the table and flip it up, and you'll see one side of the screen and they'll see the other side of the screen, and you speak in your language and it will translate it so that they can see what you're saying in your language on the other side. So you can have a conversation without learning any language, which is amazing for traveling and for tourists and anybody who wants to interact with somebody new who doesn't speak the same language. I think that's brilliant. But is that going to replace the need for language learning itself? I don't
No.
think so. No, I don't think we're at that level. I mean,
Because even if you get to the point where you have a screen in front of your face and it's translating, you're still losing a personal connection that you have when you learn a language and are actually speaking in someone else's native language with them.
and I also think it's kind of like music, where there are many programs now that make it really, really, really easy
Right.
for a lot of people to write music without knowing almost anything about music. But if anything, that has increased the value of people who actually do know about music. So you can write music now without knowing anything about chord structure or theory or any of those things, right? Composition, you don't need to know any of that, right? I mean, look at DJs.
Right. Exactly. It's just a bunch of ripoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I rip on DJs sometimes a little too much, but the fact of the matter is that to learn how to play the trumpet well would take you at least 5 or 10 years. To learn how to be a DJ really
To
well,
learn how to make a trumpet noise by
Right,
hitting a button
right.
is much easier.
You can become a really good DJ within a year or two,
right.
if you really, work on it.
Right.
And I'm not trying to degrade or demean what they do, but the fact of the matter is it's not an equal
An instrument is
instrument.
just obviously more complex, you know,
Right.
and a system will do most of the work for you.
That's
yeah.
exactly right. So that's what I'm saying is, in that sense, is a DJ, is the world's best DJ, is he on the same respect level as Herbie Hancock or Stevie
Yeah,
Wonder?
yeah.
No.
Yo-Yo Ma.
No, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys, we all know that Yo-Yo Ma and Stevie Wonder and those guys
They're
who
the top.
actually know how to use the real music theory and compose and write and actually play the instruments. If anything, that technology has increased their value.
Right.
So it has opened the market to more people without with less work.
Right.
But the people who actually are the masters of it
Yeah.
have almost gained more
Because
power.
where the sound that the DJs are making comes from
comes from them.
You
Right,
know,
that's right.
Still,
So in that sense, I think AI will have the same effect on language learning, where it will make language learning more accessible to more people. And certainly there will be many people who choose not to learn anything about any languages at all and just rely on the technology. But the people who do spend the time to learn a language, so we're both studying Chinese. This is a perfect example. There will be many people who will be able to speak with other Chinese people using technology very soon, right? But I still think that if you meet me if you meet, some people in a bar and you talk to a few of them using technology and you can communicate with them, that's great. But if you meet me and you can actually speak with me using Chinese, you're going to be even more engaged with me because I'm actually using the language.
It's like who are you more likely to speak with?
Right.
The guy who's using his computer to talk to you, or the guy who can talk to you.
Depends on how cute she is.
Yeah, that is accurate.
Lynn, hello. Hello, Setgel. Hello. Zainab, if you want a course, go to my website. You can find all my prices there. A half an hour is $15 US if you buy one lesson, or $30 US if you buy an hour, one lesson. But if you buy more, then it's a slightly cheaper price. So you can go to my website and find all of my prices and information about my lessons there. Okay, let's see. Tanya's on the train. Oh, no.
Lost her connection.
Okay, we are going to get somebody on the stage soon, in just a minute. Okay, but don't beg. I don't. That is not the way to get me to pick you. If you start begging me, I'll just ignore it. Okay, you can ask one time, and then I'll try to get you up. Okay, but if you start writing your request 100 times, that's the surest way to get ignored by me. I hate reading. How can I deal with it and maybe start loving it? Tanya, I remember we've talked about this a little bit before. Yeah, reading is becoming slightly less. I think that the skill of reading is definitely becoming more difficult for people to do because of their lowered attention spans.
Yeah.
But what I would start to say is maybe try short stories, Tanya, and articles, right? Instead of trying to read books. Reading is still reading, right? So while reading a book, I think, has extremely high value, I still think that if you're reading articles and journals and short stories, that has a lot of value too. So if you can't manage to get the patience and focus to be able to read an entire novel and keep going through it, then just make sure you're reading other things. Find things that you're interested in. That always helps. Make sure you're interested in something. Hello, Giolia from the Philippines. Hola, hello. Hello, Wasim. Hello, Hila. Good to see you. Oh, I like how she spelled your name.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anybody spell it that way?
I have.
Yeah?
I think Klay Thompson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the basketball player. I think he spells it with a K.
Which is so funny because I just realized both of our names, they get that question. With a C or with a K?
Yeah. Are both with a C or with a K.
Yeah. Okay, let's get somebody up on the stage to talk with me. Are we the CEO of Hello Talk? No. Why would you think that? Okay, well, Hila, let me talk to Wadang first, and then I'll see if I can get you up, okay? Wadang Dara, do you want to come talk to me? To us? Hello, Wadang, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
You're in Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Are you in Jakarta or where?
No, I'm in Central Java. I'm in Solo City.
Okay. All right, and what would you like to talk about? Do you have a question for us?
I have one question about U.S. culture.
Okay.
I have a lot watching movies, and there is action when a child call the people older than him just by name. It is common in US.
Is it common for people to just call each other by their names?
I think he's talking about elders. Is that right?
Oh, old.
Yeah, older. Yeah.
Oh, elders. Yeah, it's pretty common, to be honest,
Yeah.
Wadung. As long as if you know each other at all, like he introduced himself to my father just the other day, and my father is much older than he is, but he asked what his name is, and his name is Paul. So my father was perfectly happy to say, "Yeah, my name is Paul." So I think that in America, if you're in an academic place or possibly some more formal place, maybe.
Working at the pharmacy, I interact with a lot of older people, and I will use Mr. or
Right,
Mrs.
right. So that's different. That's like if you're
Yeah.
in a business situation or you're in an academic situation, that's when we'll try to be more polite and use Mr. and Mrs. or Sir and Ma'am or Miss when we're talking to people that we don't really know
Yes.
who are older than us. But when you're trying to meet somebody who's on a friendly level, then I would say the majority of time we introduce ourselves with our first names. It doesn't matter how old they are.
It wouldn't be considered disrespectful.
That's right. It's not
Yeah.
considered disrespectful if it's a
It's because
friendly
it's
situation.
It's because it's different with my culture.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just know.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I know people from the pharmacy, if I know them and I've delivered to this person for a long time, then I will use their first
That's
name.
right.
And I will call them by that.
The more comfortable or friendly we get with someone, the more likely it is that we'll use their first name, even if they're older than us. But it also depends. For example, all of my old teachers, some of my old teachers, I'm friends with them now. And I think they would actually prefer if I used their first name, but I can't help it.
Yeah.
I still call them Mr. Mr. Burns was my favorite teacher in grade school, and I'm still friends with him now. And I'll call him Mr. Burns or Mr. B, which is that's when you give somebody an abbreviation of their name, that is a level of,
Yes.
an increased level of friendliness. So yeah, in general, I think unless you're in a working situation or an academic situation or a more formal situation, any formal situation, we might say sir or ma'am or miss or Mr. blah, 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 Mrs. blah, blah, blah. But in informal situations, no, it's perfectly normal for us to want to speak just by first name, and it doesn't really matter the age. I think I would say there could be exceptions to that. Sometimes you might meet someone who has a vibe that seems a bit more like they don't want you to call them by their first name.
Yes, there are some people who may, please call me Mr. Smith.
Right, but they'll tell you that.
Yes, they will.
They'll tell you that. And sometimes we'll ask the question. We'll say, how should I address you?
What do you go by?
What do you go by, or how should I address you? Should I address you as Mr. or... And that's when that person will then tell you, you can just call me Mark, or you can just call me Clay, or you can just call me Paul. Or they'll say, you can call me Mr. So-and-so, Mr.
Yes.
blah, 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 right? So if we're not sure how we should address someone, then we'll ask them, how should I address you, or how should I call you? Or what should I call you? Somebody would say that, okay?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I know
Thank you.
this isn't the etymology stream, but that reminds me, the word nickname, it comes
right.
from the word ekname.
That's
added name. And
That's
then
right.
It was
Yeah.
said wrongly.
That's right. That's another one of those ones where the letter that was added, a nickname, was
Right.
actually an nickname.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one where we talked about how the word orange, the N got
Right.
dropped off. That's the opposite. The N got added. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that help you with your question?
Yeah. I have.
Good.
I'm sorry. Is the my limit is reached? You
Okay.
can talk after me.
Okay. Well, thank you very
It was
much
nice
for
to
coming.
meet you.
Yeah, it was nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Teacher. Okay.
All right. Well, that was a good question to
that was a
start
good
with.
question.
Yeah, good cultural question to start with. Okay, let me go back and check the comments very quickly, and then we'll see if we can get Gila up here. So I want to know how to make a good relationship because in my work environment, they seem to not like to communicate in a friendly way with newcomers. Hattie, sometimes it is hard to be friendly with people at work. It depends on the environment of the work. But what we do here is we'll invite somebody to go out after work. You know, do you want to go get a beer after work? Do you want to go get some lunch after work? Or if you have a hard time asking someone directly one-on-one, then we'll create a little group situation. So we'll say, hey, I'm getting a group of people together to get some lunch or dinner after work. Would you like to come? And most people feel a lot more comfortable joining a social situation if it's a group situation where the pressure is not all on them to be one-on-one with somebody, So, Hattie, what I would say is maybe see if you can organize some sort of a group get-together outside of work at a restaurant or, go get some hot pot or, some tea, get some tea on the weekend or something and create a little social situation outside of work that's a group situation where everybody will feel like they can join without the pressure of feeling one-on-one at work. That's what I would say. Okay? You have to raise your hand if you want to come on stage, everybody. Okay, let's see. Hello. Is it Hagi? Hello? In Armenia. Let's check. Ali Reha has some comments over in YouTube here.
That's a religious thing.
Okay. Yeah, Ali Reha, we're not talking about any of that, okay? Don't bring your religious stuff to my live streams, okay? There is no religious talk or political talk on Hello Talk, and there's definitely none in my YouTube. I run the rules of my YouTube channel, and if you want to learn English and you want to talk about culture, that's great. But all the things that you're mentioning, those are not appropriate topics to talk about in any of these environments, okay? So I'm going to ask you one time, stop pushing your religious stuff on other people, okay? I'm not interested in it at all. Not at all. And it's very possible I will ban you for trying to do that here. Okay? It's none of your business as far as I'm concerned. Okay? So there's your one warning. If you do it again, I'm going to kick you off my streams. All right? Hello, Miguel. Good to see you, my friend.
Good morning,
Hello.
Miguel.
Hello, Andre. How often do I do these kinds of broadcasts? Yeah, Andre, we're working on a schedule now. I used to have a pretty regular schedule, but I got busy too. Rapid, you too. You did that just the other day too, Rapid. I'm sorry, but no. Your morals are not my morals. Morals are a personal thing. And as soon as you start talking about what I should and shouldn't do, you are pushing your values on me, and I will not have that. Do you understand me? You did it the other day, and it made me upset, to be honest with you. Okay? So keep that stuff to yourself. Do you hear me? Okay? I'm going to be firm with you because you should know better. You should know better. Okay? Whatever you believe is whatever you believe, and that's fine. But no, that's not what we're going to talk about, all right? And I'm certainly not going to allow you to come at me with any kind of sense of morality above mine, okay? So, no, it's not appropriate, and you should know better, okay? That's what we call being shut down. So, as I was saying, Andre... these streams with Clay and I, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is probably when you can count on us around this time. It's morning time in the United States. So we're going to be talking, about different topics. Mondays is usually going to be this one, A Friend in Every Corner. Wednesday is usually my English Q&A session. It's more about English questions. Friday, I think I'm going to probably try to do, mostly it will be a stream about vocabulary and tricks about vocabulary and etymology, which is the history of vocabulary. But on the other hand, I think on Fridays, sometimes we might switch it up and do something different, try some different ideas, okay?
Maybe the cooking show could be a Friday. I think that would be a good Friday.
Yeah,
one.
sure, that would be good. More time, yeah, that would be
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Tanya said, my problem with reading is more of a psychological problem than a language problem. Yeah, well, that's kind of how I was approaching it, Tanya. I don't think that it has anything to do with language with you. Your English is quite good. But, yeah, I just think that you get, maybe a little bored easily, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would say try to find a way around that. So that's why I'm saying, I think you have enough patience to be able to read. You just don't have enough patience to be able to read very long things. And that's the way it is with many of my young students. That's why I don't encourage my young students to read books. I encourage them to read short stories. Okay? Where are we from? We're from Cincinnati, Ohio. And the topic is pretty open except for religion and politics and things like that, which you should know. Okay? Rapid. No, man. No. Rapid. I talk about those things with a lot of my friends. I talk about those things with people I'm close with, but this is not the place for it. Okay, Rapid, I want you to imagine that I'm a college teacher, okay, or a high school teacher, and I'm in a class and I'm teaching the class, and I'm teaching about culture or English. Those are the two topics. And you start raising your hand and asking questions about morality and sexuality and things like that. No, man. Okay? No. I'm sorry, but that's a question to ask the teacher privately. And if you sent me private messages about any of that stuff, I might actually reply to you and discuss it with you. But I'm not going to allow you to have the platform, which is what you want. You want my audience. I don't think you actually have an interest in talking about these things in any real way. I think what you want is a platform to be able to tell people what you think is right and wrong. And no, I'm not going to allow you to do that. Okay? I don't appreciate that. It has nothing to do with the topic itself. I talk about those topics with a lot of people, but I'm not going to talk about them on my live streams with strangers and try to pretend as though your morality is the only good morality. No, I'm sorry, but that's not the way this works, and you should know better, okay?
The guy above him asked about playing the drums.
What's the day for playing drums? I don't have a specific schedule for that. I do that usually in the afternoons when I'm just trying to get some exercise and work out. It might be a little too late for you since you're in China. But on the weekends, sometimes I'll do that too. In the afternoon on the weekends, I do a live stream with music and I play drums and things like that. Okay? Thank you, Andre, for following. Okay? Hello, Sarah. Welcome. Good to see you.
Once upon a time, a foreign lady called me sir.
Well, that's what we do. Yeah.
Yes, we use sir.
If I'm in another country, if I'm in another country, I'm a guest there, and so as a guest, I will more often say sir or miss as a sign of respect for somebody I don't know as a guest in their country.
I use it a lot in my daily deliveries, you know, just
Right.
meeting elderly folks.
Right.
And I don't know their name. I'll call them sir
That's
or
right.
ma'am.
Yeah. So again, yeah, I think that's generally what we do unless you know them. If you meet them on a personal level, then there's a higher chance that they'll be willing to say, just call me by my first name. Okay? Xylo, we're not CEOs. We're just guys. Do you prefer to read ebooks or paper books? I still prefer to read paper books.
I do too.
Okay.
I feel I can get more easily distracted if I'm reading an ebook than a paper book. I just prefer it as well to have it physically in my hands, all the pages.
Yeah. Right. Rapid, this is going to be the last thing I say to you today. Okay? This is the last thing I'm going to say to you. I do what I think I should do, and you don't get to tell me what I should or shouldn't do. And honestly, it offends me that you think you know better and you think you know what I should do. Okay? It offends me. So I'm going to tell you now. I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to tell you to stop. If you want to learn English, then learn English. If you don't, then I'm going to tell you, find somebody else to listen to. Okay? But I don't appreciate you bringing your morality stuff here. Because, no. Talking about bringing awareness. You're proselytizing. Learn that word.
Zealotry.
Proselytizing, which means you are pushing your values or your religion on someone else. It's not allowed. Okay? So now I'm going to tell you, if you want to come on my streams from now on, you are limited to questions about English because you don't have any sense of what is appropriate or not appropriate otherwise. Okay? Oh, there's a good comment there. I think the most spread problem is the imposter syndrome among those who are learning language for a long time, but they still are not confident about their skills and can't put them into use.
I have some of that myself.
Yeah, and there's actually the opposite of that too. There's also a group of people who have been learning a language for a very long time, and they think they have a very high level of language, but actually they don't. They make a lot of mistakes very, very often, and they get offended when you try to correct them because they've been learning for so long. They have this sense that, no, my English is really, really, really good. So they take it personally when you try to correct them at all. So there are two ways that imposter syndrome happens. But you're right, imposter syndrome in your case is about confidence. And confidence is part of language. Okay, confidence is part of language. Thank you, Cook. Hello, Anas. Let's get somebody on stage. I think, let's see if Gila is still there. Gila is still there. Let's talk to Gila.
Yeah, I'm getting close, sadly.
Oh, wow. Yeah, jeez.
We got time.
Goes
at
so
least for
fast.
this. Yeah, and I don't mind. I don't want to interrupt the stream either. I can just, if you want to stay, I can.
Hello, Gila.
Hi, Gila.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Excellent.
You
Thank
look lovely today.
Thank you.
I love your hair and I love your shirt. That's a cool shirt.
It almost looks like it says Ohio.
Yeah, it does. I see the
No,
O
it
and the
didn't
H.
say Ohio. No, it has the alphabet on there.
I see.
I see that. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Yeah. So how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. And how's your brother and your family?
All of them are good.
Good. What's new there? Is the weather still really, really hot?
It's not hot. It's hell here.
She always says
1,000
that. Yeah. So, Gila, do you have any questions you want to ask us today or anything you want to talk about?
No, actually, I just wanted to, yeah, I wanted to talk because I haven't been in Hello Talk for a while. Remember that you sent me the file of books, of English grammar books, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got them printed, like, not now, I didn't got them printed right now. I got them printed like a long time ago. And these books are really good, and I wanted to appreciate that these books helped me a lot. When I learned them like in like 1 second. Like I
Wow.
finished the book in 1 second.
Good. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
it helped me a lot.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Well, maybe I'll have to find some new books to send you. I have a lot of other books, so maybe I'll find some other ones to send you.
Really?
Yeah, sure. I've got lots and lots and lots of books. Actually, I just thought of a really great book that's perfect for you. There's a book I have. It's called The Way Things Work. I have a real copy of it here too. It's an older copy, but it's a big, thick book, and of course yours will be online. And it's a little difficult, but I think it's good for your level because you're really smart.
Okay.
And it's a book
Yeah.
it's a book all about the way everything works. So it's about like science, and it's about technology, and you can just
Oh.
open it up and it'll have a chapter about like, for example, fulcrums. Do you know what a fulcrum is? A fulcrum is like
No.
it's the thing that goes like this, right? Like a teeter-totter, right?
Oh.
So the middle point is called the
Oh.
fulcrum, right? And it'll explain about that, but it's really fun. It has a bunch of cartoons and pictures that make it really interesting
Yeah.
and fun. So
Yeah,
I have a digital version of that.
Yeah. Yeah, we study about that in school, and most of the times I failed in the test, so that might help
Well,
me.
this book would be good for you then. Yeah, I think this book is really great. It
Yeah.
was so interesting for me to see. Here, let me see if I can find my copy here, and I'll show it to you on the camera. One moment.
Okay.
Where did I put that book?
There's some books up here. I don't know if any of these are them.
I don't think it's there. It's a big, thick one. I would see it immediately.
Oh, I see.
I know I had it out recently for another student of mine. I must have put it back here.
What else do we have on
Oh,
here?
I think I found it.
Winds make our blank easier and more pleasant. In that sentence, should I use lives or life? Winds make our lives easier and more pleasant.
Here it is.
Oh wow, so pretty.
Yeah, and inside, let me see if I can show you one of the pictures of something. So it talks about flying machines, and
Oh,
it's talking about all the
wow.
different planes and things like that, you know.
That's really cool.
or- Pulleys. Let's see if I can show. There we go.
Oh, we had these in our science book.
And then look at the elephant. The cartoons are so nice. I love the mammoth. They have all these cavemen pictures in it and stuff. This is such a great book. So
Yeah, I really
um,
like it.
so yeah, I have a digital copy of that I can give you, which I think you'll like. It's a little difficult, but it's such a big book, and they're just, you don't have to read the entire thing. You can just find one page and just read about that one thing. So it's really fun to just
Okay.
every day you can look through different things. Okay?
Yeah, you know nothing is difficult for me. Don't worry, just send me anything.
Good for you, Gila. Good for you. Yeah. Well, that's great. And where's Ahab been recently? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay. He's just really tired, and he plays a lot of video games lately. And yeah, and of course today, I had grammar class,
Mhm.
English class, sorry, and it got unfortunately canceled. Like, we made it cancel because my dad had to go to the doctors, and everything got messed up. So I decided to study at home. And yeah, my classes, it was like at 5 o'clock, and now it's 6 o'clock.
All right.
So you had to make your own class.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm making my own class
There you
for
go.
myself.
Well, that's good. And remember, Gila, I always talk about how important it is to self-study. Learning should be a combination of sometimes you study with a teacher and in a classroom or with a private teacher, and sometimes you have to study by yourself, and you have to be the teacher. You have to be the teacher for yourself. That's how all learning should work, in my opinion. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm always I have all kinds of books around here for learning, mostly Chinese recently because I'm still working on my Chinese. But I open different books by myself all the time and sit down and try to work on them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
So
good.
yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, and I have a private, like I go to private classes,
Mm-hmm.
and it got canceled today. Yeah, it got canceled. Actually, we got it canceled. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why.
Okay. Do you like your private classes?
Yeah, I like them. They're really fun.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, it's good.
And today, here, the weather is actually pretty pleasant.
Yeah, it is. The last couple days have been,
Yeah.
been nice.
It rained.
Good for you guys.
yeah.
Good for you guys. Over here is literally hell. You can't even go walk your dog outside.
Yeah, it's just too hot, huh?
It's really hot.
Yeah.
Really, really hot.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, stay inside. Stay cool.
Yes.
I'm actually really bored of staying at home. I
Oh.
have nothing to do but study.
I
Nothing but
understand.
study.
Yeah. Do you have any parks that are near you?
Yeah, we have parks really close to our house, but the problem is you can't get outside and put your feet or nose outside for only 1 second.
It's just too hot.
It'll melt off.
It's just too hot.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, Gila. Yeah. Well, at least you can talk to us for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does not make me bored. Yeah, thank you for having you guys here.
She's so funny. So, yeah.
Glad to be of service.
Yeah. So, Gila, tell us, what is your favorite subject in school now?
My favorite subject in school recently have been changed. I used to hate math,
Mm-hmm.
but now I am loving math, science, and what was that?
History?
Yeah, history.
Okay. All right.
I like history.
Yeah, but
I
they say
love
like
history.
history is dead, but I don't know why they still teach history.
Well, history is something that's pretty important to learn because if you, like think about it like this, Gila, if you make a mistake on your test, right? Like you're taking a test for English and you make a mistake on that test. If you don't study that mistake, then you'll probably make that mistake again. Right?
Yeah, that's
But
what
it-
my teacher says.
But if you take a minute and you study, oh, look, I made a mistake. Now I can study it and now I can learn from it so I don't make that mistake. That's why we learn history. Because when we study
everyone.
history, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. We're studying all the things we've done, and then we can look at them and say if this is good or bad. And then if we know it's not good, then we hopefully won't do it again.
Yes.
So that's what we say is if you don't learn history, then you're doomed to repeat it, which means that you will still make the same mistakes again. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and history can be interesting if you learn it the right way. But history
Yeah, sometimes it's really interesting and
Mhm.
it makes me really happy. But most of the times,
It can-
it's like really boring.
yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes it can be. Yeah.
Or sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But there are lots of good books about history that are pretty interesting that you can read. And if you find the right book, it's like having the right teacher, Gila. History
Yeah.
can be really boring if you have the wrong teacher. But if you have a teacher who's really exciting and really interested in it, then they'll make it exciting.
And Tracy
you know?
said history is like a mirror, and I agree with
That's
that,
right.
Tracy.
I agree.
definitely
yeah.
do.
Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, when I was fifth grade, I had a teacher.
Mhm.
We, over here we have one teacher who teaches everything,
I
Right.
see.
That's kind of
everything.
how we are
Yeah,
in elementary
Yeah.
school too. In the early few years,
Fifth-
usually
yeah, up to
it's
fifth
like
grade.
one teacher who teaches all the subjects, up to maybe
yeah,
fifth grade, and then after that, then we'll have separate teachers for each class.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like for us here, we have separate teachers when we go to seventh grade, like the
Oh,
seventh
okay.
grade.
So close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
almost the same.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
What-
really interesting, but
what's-
really also boring.
What's Ahab's favorite subject?
Ehab's favorite subject? I don't think he has a favorite.
He doesn't have one.
Video games?
Video games is his
No.
favorite subject.
No, no. His favorite subject is probably English. Teaching him English at school,
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
probably one of these
and
times we'll get him
also
on
he-
here
Yeah.
too.
and he's also really interested in math. He does math better than me. Like I was in shock that he does math better than me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Jack says,
Yeah.
I don't care about history, but I care about the future. And for the future, we have to look at history, though. That's right. That's exactly right, Jack.
So then you have
Yeah.
to care about it.
Yeah.
That's right. If
Yeah.
you care about the future, then you have to look at the past. Yeah, to see,
Yeah,
like, did you make any
let
mistakes?
the past be the past.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's what we say. Let the past be the past. But if you don't look at it, then it's possible that it won't be the past. It will be the present or the future. That's right. Yeah. So, yeah. What about music, Gila? Do you listen to music ever?
I gotta head out.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
when I
okay.
always get out when I always get out of the shower, or when I'm really sad, or when I'm really happy, I always listen to music.
Okay.
And I always upload my favorite musics.
Do you
Nice.
have a favorite band?
Like, I like, French songs.
Oh,
French.
okay. Well, that's cool. All
Yeah,
right.
French songs, and I used to love K-pop songs, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Like,
yeah.
I really hate them right now.
Okay.
I like calm songs, like a piano music. Piano musics are my favorite.
Okay. All right. You know who you
Yeah.
can check out is there's a guy named Rishi Kumar who I've been listening to recently. He's an Indian piano player and he does a lot of movie music. And his songs are really soft and beautiful and easy to listen to. So you can check out Rishi Kumar. He's pretty interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will.
So, Gila, Clay has to go, but I'll tell
gotta
you
go.
what. If you can wait
Okay.
for just a minute, I'm going to come back and I'll just I'll just go ahead and
yeah, I was gonna
keep
say
it,
I
keep
can,
it going.
You can stay if you want. I
Yeah.
can walk out. I don't mind.
No, that's all right. I'm
okay.
going to walk you out and then
Bye, everybody.
Gila,
Thank you.
Yeah, why don't you talk to the audience for just a few minutes? They can ask you some questions. You can talk to them for a minute, and then I'll be right back. Okay?
Oh,
Oh, where did Gila go?
she was gonna be the teacher.
Oh, yeah. That's okay.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
All right, yeah, Clay needs to go, but I'm going to be back, everybody. Just give me a minute. I'm going to keep the camera open here for a second, but I'm just going to walk Clay out and say goodbye, and then I will be back in just a minute, okay? Yeah, I was just
Sorry.
thinking
I
like
feel bad.
No. Well, I was just thinking like, well, there's no I can just keep going, you know.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, yeah. I thought the same thing.
Okay, I'm back. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch cameras. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Uh-oh, I lost my camera. Can you hear me? What happened? Ah, you can hear me. Okay, give me 1 minute to be, come right back, everybody. I think, yeah, the picture's frozen. I don't know why. Let me see if I can restart my Hello Talk stream here. Ah, oh no. Okay. Well, unfortunately, everybody, it looks like I'm going to have to restart my stream here. So if you guys can give me a minute, I'm gonna restart my computer, and when I come back, I think it'll be okay. All right. So give me just give me a minute, and I'll be right back. Okay, don't go anywhere. Okay. And my YouTube followers, I'm gonna have to end my YouTube here. Yeah, I did. I tried to turn the camera on and off. It's not working. I tried switching the cameras. Let me try again. Yeah, no, it's not working. Yeah, this has happened once before. So I'll be right back, everybody. Just give me a minute. But my YouTube followers, you're gonna have to rejoin a new stream, I think. Okay, because I have to end this one, I think. All right. So rejoin the stream in just a second. There'll be a new one. Okay. Well, let me see what happens. I think if I